Hi, I'm Shalane from TSE Tuition. I'm not going to lie, working in a pandemic has been really quite difficult, particularly trying to work with students online when we're used to face-to-face. And so I've let the videos drop and I'm not sure when I'm going to pick them up again. However, in working with a lot of our students, I've been explaining the book Ransom just as a really rough summary, and it seems like, or it seems to me anyway, that our students quite enjoy my informal summary of Ransom. So I thought maybe I'd turn it into a really quick video and upload it and see if it helps anyone out there. Now, if you are studying Ransom, this is in no way a complete study guide. You need to go and read the book. You need to go and read all the notes that your teachers are giving you, and you need to do all the work that your teachers are asking you to do. This is just hopefully a quick short video to give you a fun summary of the text to make the process a little bit less painless, because let's face it, it's not... I find very few students enjoyed reading Ransom. But anyways, let's go. So Ransom is set in sort of like a very specific bit of the Iliad, which is a Greek epic poem, and it's basically lots of war, adventure stories about people with names that you probably couldn't pronounce straight off the bat. And that's really about it, and it was set a very, very long time ago. And this is set during a period in time in that story. It doesn't get mentioned a whole heap, but it's sort of the bit where the Greek army is camped outside the city of Troy. So Troy is a city-state, kind of like Singapore. It's a city and a country all at the same time. So that's Troy. And the Greeks are trying to conquer it, essentially. But, you know, city of Troy has huge walls, and they're feeling pretty good inside. So they're just camped inside. The walls, they're not coming out because the Greek army is outside, and the Greek army is not having the greatest luck or success in trying to get in or trying to conquer them. So it's been going on for a while. Now, the leader of the leader of the Greek army is called Achilles. He is like a big hero warrior figure. Everyone looks up to him. He's like this amazing fighter. However, doesn't have the greatest emotional intelligence. And one day, you know, they've been fighting for a while, having no success for a while. And he decides that, you know what, I'm going to take a day off. I'm not going to go fight. And his best friend, Patroclus, is like, you're the leader of the army. You don't get a day off. We're still fighting. You have to get out there and lead the army to fight the war. And Achilles sort of like throws a, hissy fit and says, no, that's it. I'm out. I need a day off. And so Patroclus, being also the second in command and his best friend, mans up, and he puts on Achilles' uniform and, armor, things like that. Looks like him. And he goes out to lead the army to fight against Troy, and he gets killed, unfortunately. And Achilles finds out, of course, and he feels terrible. Just terrible. It completely devastates him. And he sort of like goes on a rampage, and he kills the man from Troy who he thinks is the one who, struck the killing blow and killed Patroclus. And that man turns out to be Hector, which is one of the princes from Troy. So he's the son of the king of Troy. And so he kills Hector, and he brings his body back to the Greek camp. And here's where it gets just a little bit weird, because Achilles, being the man-child that he is, cannot cope with the immense guilt that he feels for his best friend's death, because really his best friend died because he made himself a huge target by wearing Achilles' uniform, wearing his armor, and they, the Troys thought that was Achilles, so they killed him, and, surprise, not Achilles. And so Achilles feels tremendous guilt. He goes and kills Hector, but, you know, that's really not enough for him because it's not going to bring his best friend back. And he, in an attempt to feel better, he just desecrates the body. He sort of like drags it around, he flays it around, he sort of like strikes at it with swords, he's, you know, got it on the back of a horse and he's riding it around camp and, you know, just mutilating the body. But because this is, you know, the Iliad and it's set in a magical time where magic happens, the body just sort of restores itself night after night. So day after day, he does this. He wakes up, he sees the body that, you know, it's been miraculously restored, and he drags it around the place all over again, day after day. And that's what he does. Now, the Greek army is sort of standing by going, oh my God, this man's gone insane. This is the leader of our army, and he's clearly not coping well with what is happening. But because Achilles is, you know, this huge warrior fighter person, nobody really sort of has the guts or the standing really to sort of stand up to him and say, hey Achilles, do you reckon you could give this a rest? You know, do the job. You know, lead the army in the war that we're currently in, rather than trying to work out your problems on a dead body day after day. So nobody says that to him, so this continues. Now, the Trojans inside the city can see all of this happening from inside their city. And Priam, the king of Troy, and also the father of Hector, whose body is now being, you know, dragged around day after day in the open air, gets very upset, understandably. And Priam thinks, oh my God, I've been a terrible father. I've been so wrapped up in all of my king things that I just haven't really been there for my son while he's alive. And now that he's dead, I can't even do anything about this. This is terrible. And so after a bit of a, you know, mental struggle, he decides that he's going to sneak out of the city to go and, you know, have a bit of a D&M with Achilles and try and get his body back so, you know, he could bury his son properly. And so he does, he sneaks out of the castle with the help of a guy called Somax, who basically has a cart and a mule. And so Somax and Priam come out of the city. It's a very dangerous journey, as you can imagine, because he's the king of Troy, which is in like a war at the moment. But anyways, that's what they do. So they go to Achilles, and along the way he has many revelations and many epiphanies, which you should go and ask your teacher about, or you should read the notes that your teacher has given you, or pay attention in class. That also helps, I hear. And so Priam makes it to see Achilles, and Achilles miraculously agrees to have a chat with him, man to man, and they have a conversation. Epiphanies are reached, revelations are had, and Priam gets to take Hector's body back to the city. The end. And that's really the gist of the whole story. Now, a lot of students find it quite difficult to read because it's written in such a lyrical language, and there's lots of jumps in time as well. So I highly recommend students reading chapter summaries first before reading the actual chapter, just so they're not terribly confused reading it through the first time around. So I hope that was helpful. It's been probably a little bit of a longer video than I intended. But I guess what the hell, I'll just say the plug-in again. If you want to get some one-to-one tutoring, contact us and we can send someone to you. Or you can subscribe to our newsletter via the website or follow our socials. That will also help. Thanks for watching.